Today I want to talk to you about thyroid dysfunction and hypothyroidism. I've been away for a couple of days. I've been in San Francisco teaching the holistic lifestyle coach with some great students up there. And no matter where I go, no matter how many clients I see, we're always seeing a lot of clients, more women. Women are actually 10 times more likely to have hypothyroidism than men. We're seeing so many women being diagnosed with hypothyroidism. They're put on medication, they have insomnia, they're jittery, they have increased bowel movements, they're shaky, they're anxious, and it's really not helping them. There's over 20 million Americans diagnosed with some type of thyroid deficiency, right? 20 million. 1 in every 4,000 babies are actually being born with subclinical thyroid disease. So something is going on, something is creating it. As you watch some of my YouTube clips, my philosophy is we don't create disease. We're born into this world, or, we are in the womb produced with ease. It is us who create the dis in the ease, right? Whether it's from how you ate, your parents ate, or how you lived life or ate when the baby was in the womb, or how you fed your children, or how you ate and lived while you were breastfeeding your children, and on and on and on. There's just way too many examples, but we need to do something about this. At East West Healing, we do test for thyroid dysfunction. Do we diagnose? No. Do we refer out if they do need supplementation, or I should say medication? We definitely refer out to osteopaths. But the thing is, most doctors are just testing T4, T3, and TSH. That tells you about that much. They need to be testing, because that is actually testing the bound hormones. They're bound to a protein called thyroxine-binding hormone. So they're the inactive hormones that you can't even use. It's highly inaccurate. They need to be testing for free T3, free T4. This is the unbound hormone that the body can actually use. TSH and TPO, which is an antibody to see if you have a high amount of antibodies in the blood. If your immune system is overactive, this can actually downregulate the thyroid and actually can cause autoimmune disease like Hashimoto's and things like that. So it's an important thing to test for. So let's look at some reasons why and what can cause a thyroid dysfunction. I'm not going to go over the specifics of it. A lot of people say, they email me, well, you tell us all the stuff. Where do we go? How do we do it? Well, you know what? I'm not here to heal you. You need to start doing the work. I'm here to actually give you some tidbits of information. You need to do the work. Health is responsibility for yourself. If I give you all the answers, how can you actually help yourself? So start doing the work and stop emailing me. If you can hear the irritations, because I am irritated. I'm here to give you information. I'm here to provide an outline to give you some outlet on where you can do more research into. This is a 10-minute YouTube clip. So start taking responsibility for yourself and step up to the plate. First is nutrient deficiency. The thyroid, the HPT axis, hypothalamus pituitary thyroid axis, actually needs selenium and zinc to actually convert T4 to T3. Okay? Selenium and zinc. We get a lot of the albumin in our blood. It's a protein from the proteins we eat. If you're not eating enough protein, well, you don't have enough albumin. Albumin is a carrier for zinc. If you don't have enough zinc, you could have a thyroid deficiency. Could. A lot of our soils are completely depleted of minerals. And there's tons of research to show that. If our soils are depleted, you're getting the fruits and veggies. There's tons of research to show they're actually void of most nutrients, enzymes, and cofactors. And we need these things to actually provide our body with the right nutrients, elements, minerals, so we can actually, our body can function. The physiological metabolic reactions can actually work. So if you're diagnosed, one of the things you might want to research is, are you deficient in certain nutrients, selenium and zinc? That's the first reason. The second is heavy metal toxicity. Where are we getting heavy metals from? Well, yeah, it can be the fish. A lot of people say, well, I don't want to eat that fish. It's got a lot of mercury in it. Well, I got news for you. Open your mouth. Most people have more mercury in their mouth than there is in a piece of fish, right? There's mercury being released from your teeth 24/7 if you have mercury in them, whether you're just sitting there, biting, or brushing your teeth. There's been research to show that this mercury actually spreads right away to most of your detoxification organs and actually makes a home there, and you can't get rid of them. Same thing with babies in the womb. If you have mercury in the mouth, well, your baby's actually getting bombarded with mercury 24/7 through the placenta, which is an endocrine gland. How else are we getting heavy metal toxicity? Well, this is mostly from cigarette smoke and cigarettes and tobacco and things like that. Lead, cadmium. From bullets, cops that are always touching bullets. From the Kevlar jackets and things like that. From paints, if you work with stained glass. You know, people are being bombarded with all these heavy metals. Heavy metals actually block the conversion of T4 to T3. They block what's called the 5-deodenase enzyme. So if you have heavy metals in the body, and I see this with every single female because it's more common, every single female, I'll repeat that, every single female that smokes has a diagnosis that I work with that has a diagnosis of hypothyroidism. They're put on medication, nothing happens. Why? Because the actual root that's causing it, the cigarettes, the heavy metal toxicity, is blocking the conversion, so they're not going to get anywhere. Okay, so really look into that and analyze why you have the issue. Third, liver damage. You have hepatic conversion of T4 to T3. So if you're taking in a lot of medications, if you have a stomach problem, that affects the liver, like leaky gut syndrome, because of the connection through the portal vein. Medications, a lot of toxins in the environment, not enough protein, that can cause fatty liver. Any type of liver problem can cause an issue with a conversion of T4 to T3, which can cause a thyroid problem. Excessive stress, increased cortisol, as well as decreased cortisol can cause thyroid problems. It's not always a conversion. It can be a TSH problem. But at the same time, increased cortisol levels from stress, as well as decreased cortisol levels from increased stress over a lot of, chronic stress over time can lead to thyroid problems or diagnosis of hypothyroidism. As well as increased DHEA levels actually blocks T4 to T3 conversion. So you see this a lot of clients that have PCOS and things like that. Fifth is catecholamines like tyrosine and phenylalanine. These are precursors. Phenylalanine is actually a precursor to tyrosine, which actually helps the thyroid function properly, as well as helps with the conversion of T4 to T3. So you always want to look at amino acids, these aromatic amino acids, and the conversion of these. They're super, super important. And these are all person specific. You might have all these problems, you might have one of them. The key is to figure out why you have hypothyroidism. Fifth, hormones. Increased estrogen, decreased testosterone, as well as increased testosterone, decreased progesterone, right? All these things can cause a thyroid dysfunction. And we see it all the time in women. All the time. Medications. Most medications, for instance, like lithium, can cause T4 to T3 conversion. So you're on lithium, doctor tests you for hypothyroidism, they diagnose you, put you on some type of thyroid medication. Well, what's the branch of this? It's the thyroid problem. What's the root? It's actually the lithium. That's causing the problem. You can take all the medication you want in the world for your thyroid. Nothing's going to happen because the root of it is the lithium that's blocking the conversion, causing TSH problems, and on and on. And the last is basically, having some type of hypothalamus pituitary thyroid axis problem. And that actually happens because of the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal, gonad, and gut. The gonad, gut, thyroid, and adrenal axes all work on the same neurological loop. And you can study work at Jeffrey Bland, and he actually shows you this. So if you have a problem with one of them, you have a problem with all of them. So, key point to all this. Do your research. If you're diagnosed, don't just pop a pill. Don't just believe your doctor. Do the research to figure out why you have hypothyroidism. Because not everyone needs medication. You can fix your adrenals. You can balance your hormones. You can do a heavy metal toxicity test. Do a chelation therapy. Quit smoking. Get to the root of the problem and don't just treat the branch. So hopefully you've learned something today. I'm back. A little bit fatigued, but I'm back. I'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday with another YouTube clip, and I'll check you later.